Man, Trish and China Showdown 2-pack still hasn't shipped. There's been like no new women's figs for me to review this summer so far. Hardly at all. It's gotta be something I can do. Wait a sec. That's it. Father's Day. There's gotta be something. Someone I can review for Father's Day.
Boo.
Oh, God, come here, Alexa. Why would you creep up on me like that?
I just heard you say daddy and thought you were talking about me.
Oh, God, what? No. What? Oh. Anyway, now that you're here, you might as well hear me out. So I'm frustrated, Comer Alexa. I am frustrated because this channel thrives off of reviewing brand new women's wrestling figures. I pay overnight shipping to get those reviews out ASAP Rocky. And honestly, besides basic 121 Bailey, what new figures have we got this summer? This is the summer. There's supposed to be fun reviews and so many figures. And it just hasn't been that way. And come to think of it, that Showdown 2-pack Trish in China, that should have been shipped out by now. It is past mid-June. Not to mention basic 122. I might not even be in town when that comes to me, so my review's going to be late. And then Elite 87? Well, we might have to wait 2 more months till that comes, so it's just a lot, Comer Alexa. Oh, come on, wake up. But you know what? I came up with a solution. Since I'm such a proud father, there's got to be a women's wrestling figure that would be perfect to review on Father's Day. Actually, I do have a father-daughter collection here. Ah, wait a minute. I think I got it.
Hey, hurry up, I got to do today.
Dude, Elite 74 Nattie. I can't believe I haven't reviewed this. This would be perfect for Father's Day. She had an awesome relationship with her dad.
Yeah, well, either way you look at it, you should be celebrating me today.
What? Why?
'Cause I'm the real daddy of Lumberjillville.
Oh. Hey y'all, welcome to Lumberjillville. Women's wrestling lives here. And happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Anyone that watches my channel and knows me at all knows that being a father is the thing I am most proud of in life. And my little daughter is my whole world and the inspiration behind my channel. So I wanted to say that first and foremost. Now 27 years ago on Father's Day is when I fell in love with professional wrestling. It was the first pay-per-view that my family ordered. And it was King of the Ring 1994. On that night, none other than Owen Hart took home the crown, and I will always see him as the king. So, with that being said, I had to do a special video, a special figure review that related to women's wrestling, and I thought, holy crap, Nattie is Owen's niece, and she has a great Elite figure that I have not reviewed yet. And she also had a very special bond with her dad, who is Jim the Anvil Neidhart, so I thought, let's take a closer look. Now, I am going to give an honest review because there are some major flaws with this figure. Major flaws! And you'll see those as I cover them. So with that being said, let's take a closer look. Alright, so let's start off by taking a closer look at this figure MOC and see how it looks. Now, this was quite a few series back, all the way back in Elite 74, and it was before they had the pictures on the front of the box, which I believe started in Elite 81. And I think that adds to the figure and makes it look really cool mint on card. And this doesn't have that, so it's just kind of boring MOC. And another issue that I see is obviously she comes with some really intricate, really cool accessories like the shoulder piece, the cat ears, extra hands. But if they're going to have her packaged with the shoulder piece on, why would they put the cat ears over here? Why wouldn't they just put them on her? I don't know. Maybe it's because they want it to stay on, but either way, it just looks bizarre. Looks weird in my opinion. So looking at the side, we got a beautiful picture of Nattie. On the other side, we have a photo. And then on the back, we have a little bio here in her stats. And yeah, so it's a fine figure to keep MOC because it does look good. And as you'll see when I open it up and compare it to some other figures, there's some pretty glaring issues that kind of ruin the figure for me. But MOC, this looks okay. The only complaint are these cat ears just kind of hanging out to the side. Elite Series 74, Natalya Neidhart. This attire is from the Royal Rumble in 2018, the very first Women's Royal Rumble. On this historic night, Nattie entered in at number 18 and lasted 25 minutes and 34 seconds, eliminating 3 women before she was eliminated herself by the legend Trish Stratus. Okay, so now that I have her out of the box, I'm going to briefly touch on the huge glaring issue on this figure, and then we'll go into detail later when we do some comparisons. But this figure is freaking miniature. It is tiny. It is so much shorter than any other women's figure that I have. And she's 5'5", so that's a pretty standard height, and she's way shorter than all my other women, including Io Shirai, Zelina Vega. It's weird. So I don't know if it was a cost-cutting measure because they put so much attention to detail in her accessories and her attire and molding, so I don't know if they shrunk it down to make it more affordable or what they did. I have no idea. And I know scaling has kind of been thrown out the window for the most part, at least in my opinion as far as the Mattels go. But at the same time, this one is so much shorter than it should be that it stands out on the shelf and almost looks ridiculous to display this. So that's the negative. I'm trying to get that out of the way, and I'll touch base on it later, but let's start off with some positives and take a closer look at her awesome accessories. Alright, so Nattie's accessories are freaking tremendous. They are so unique to her, and they really went the extra mile on her accessories. Now, it is important to note that she also comes with an extra set of hands that are semi-grasping. These ones are in a closed fist. And then she has these cat ears and this shoulder piece here. And let's start off with those cat ears because I'm blown away by them, and I'll show you why. So the good thing is they sit on her head perfectly. The way her hairstyle is, they kind of slide into place and they stay rather nicely. Now taking them off and getting a very close look, it's going to be hard to see. It has Natty Cat on the right ear and paws out, claws out on the left. So, like, I don't know how they got such small font to be readable, but they did it, and that is freaking tremendous. Such an extra detail they didn't have to do. So, I was blown away by that. And this shoulder piece itself is so unique, and it is so intricate and just beautiful to look at. And that's the thing with this figure. It is a gorgeous figure to look at, but when you display it with the others, it just stands out like a sore thumb, unfortunately. But yeah, this shoulder piece, as I mentioned, it fits on her very well, and it is super easy to take off. So taking a closer look, she has all these molded straps hanging down in different positions. It's all painted black with little intricate silver studs throughout. So yeah, this is a super unique, super cool piece, but it blows my mind the extra detail and the extra level of attention that they gave to her accessories, but pretty freaking awesome. 10 out of 10 with the accessories, I would say. So here's another aspect of the figure that they absolutely knocked it out of the park, and it's the face scan. I mean, from all angles, this looks just like Nattie. It is a beautiful, beautiful scan. And that hairstyle is so signature to her that they did a great job with the extra detail on that as well. Kind of the high ponytail in the back that splits apart and covers each shoulder. But yeah, it doesn't get much better than the scan in my opinion, and this is one of the best out there. Alright, so Nattie's attire is on par with her amazing face scan and her amazing accessories because they did an outstanding job on her entire attire. So this is that pink and black theme and super accurate to that night at the Royal Rumble. But if you take a closer look, it's almost astounding just how much attention to detail they put into this attire. So the top up here, obviously it's got that pink and black theme, but there is so much molded detail here. These straps are intricately molded across. Even these little studs on her stomach are molded on studs that are silver. And we also have this kind of transparent, sort of an off black color that makes it look like a see-through type material, and that is such a cool little addition on her front, side, and then her back. And I mean, the attention to detail is so amazing on this figure that if you look at the back, there's a freaking molded zipper piece that goes down the middle. Like, that's insane. That is super awesome. Now, she has these little sleeves on her forearms here that are painted on but look great. Pink, black with little silver studs. her bottoms just have this design in the middle with that pink and silver studs, and then that off-black color simulating it being see-through. And then she just has plain black boots and kick pads. But yeah, I mean, the attire, they knocked it out of the park. I mean, that's all there is to it. So let's get back to that negative train, I hate to say, and let's start doing some comparisons and talk about the huge issues. All right, now let's climb further into that scaling issue. And like I said, scaling's been off in at least the women's figures by Mattel, but it hasn't been that noticeable. But this Nattie is extremely noticeable. So in the middle, we have that Elite 74 Nattie. She's listed at 5'5". Zelina Vega on the right here, she's listed at 5'1", and Io Shirai on the left is listed at 5'1", and they're both taller than her. It might be hard to tell, but if you stand them back to back, you can see that Io is taller indeed. And if you look at the hip joint here, Nattie's hip joint sits a little lower. So back to back here, you can see that like Io's bottom's a little higher up, so it's like they chose really out of scale lower body proportions for Nattie. And then if you compare it to Zelina, I think she uses Zelina's lower legs. So putting them back to back, yeah. See, Nattie might be a little taller than Zelina, but it's hard to tell. But either way, I mean, it might not seem like that big of a deal, but like I said, when I had her displayed with all the other elites from the last couple years, it looked ridiculous. It looked like a kid on the shelf, to the point where I put her displayed kind of on her own. Now, if you take her basic series 61 figure right here, this is a better Nattie figure, but you compare it size-wise to this Nattie Elite, look at the difference, y'all. Now, this was a basic, but it does have elite articulation, but look at the difference that we get. It is crazy between this basic Nattie and this elite Nattie. And this basic Nattie is probably around what she should be, being 5'5". So yeah, I mean, they really dropped the ball with the scaling on this elite figure, and it takes it down so many notches because it is so freaking obvious. And here's one last look at Elite Series 74, Natalya Neidhart. So overall, I give Elite Series 74, Nattie Neidhart, a score of a 7.5 out of 10. Now, this is probably the most disappointing figure I've ever got because seeing images of it, and this was early in the channel, like before I started making videos is when I picked it up, and I was amazed. I was blown away. And then I took it out of the box and saw how small it was. Like, that scale is a huge, huge, huge issue if you're a collector because it looks completely out of place in my opinion. But honestly, it's so frustrating and disappointing because if they would have got her scale right, I mean, shoot, this might have been figure of the year. This might be a perfect 10 out of 10 because the face, the accessories, the attire are all home runs. But like I said, if you're going for a Nattie figure, I actually wouldn't get this one. I'd get Basic Series 61 because the attention to detail in that figure is amazing and the scaling's right. So I would suggest that one. But this is a beautiful figure to look at. It's just so tiny and out of proportion in scale. Thanks for stopping by Lumberjillville. Women's wrestling lives here. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and join the community and become a resident today for a first look at all future women's wrestling figures. But with that being said, I hope y'all had a happy Father's Day and have a great night, y'all.